Hello, and welcome back subscribers and new viewers to another Sunday Speed Paint. Today's video is one that's actually really important with the channel, and something fun that I think you all will hopefully enjoy. The world of Nexium, though I don't have a map for it, is a multiverse that is going to include a bundle of my characters such as Calypso and his brother Archer, who don't have a universe or story. With the other characters that I already have set in stone, I was struggling with what to do, so I ended up giving myself burnout, art block, and a big lack of confidence. I was devastated until I broke art block by creating 4 new characters: Cammy, Cove, Gray, and Vale. I ended up practicing doing some voice acting with a friend of mine so that we could flesh out some of the characters, the directions, and everything. That was all before I even made their official reference sheets. And after doing that, I got a huge boost of motivation and understood the direction that I wanted to go for these particular characters to achieve the goal that I had in mind of adding the world of Nexium with its multiverse and vast amount of characters to it, not just skeletons. I promise you that at the moment it's just what I've been working on to help me with clothing design, proportions, and other creative ideas. It's really weird to explain the way that I draw, but I have learned this over time to just accept the fact that more than likely most of what I create is going to be on a strong fuel of motivation, increase, and hyperfixation. Latching onto it and riding through that process from start to finish has been a big boost, and to avoid art block and burnout, I have to rotate from time to time, or else I end up just abandoning something that I really care about and don't want to do that. Other cases, like some of the human characters that I did have, they ended up going from this really cool collaborative story to something completely independent and having to scrap and redo it, so that way I still had connections to the characters. For any of you who have ever done any roleplay stories with other friends or created universes, even D&D style, and you just completely fall out of it, it's kind of hard to change everything on a flip of a switch. For me, that's how most of the characters that I had felt. I didn't want to lose that passion for it, and also with the direction of my channel, with the way that I wanted to create something fun for all of you to have and return to. Creating Nexium and having all these characters show up, it will help me to actually finish, because I have a list here. I have a list of animation memes that I want to complete. However, initially it was to share the story of the Dawn of Gales through little fun clips, but that required me sharing spoilers and other context of the format, basically the way that I wanted to share it. There are multiple different ways of being able to share stories. Comics, animations, even animatics, or the stories that are usually kind of like what I've been doing on my shorts feed, where you create the comic pages, you edit them, sometimes you do voice acting to read them out, kind of like an animated comic situation. I've tried all of these different things, and what I feel best for me fits for it is having something that I don't have to worry too much about it being spoiler heavy, and can create a bunch of consistent content for all of you that you can see regular up-to-date stuff on. Then follow along in a separate format the comics that I make, because it's kind of hard for me to post comics through speed paint form and then have you pause to read them. So for the time being, for any of my comics, I have mini comics that are going up on DeviantArt. Official original comics that I make, such as The Dawn of Gales and Twilight of Serpents, will go up on Webtoons when they're done with their hiatus, and I figured that out. Other formed content, such as when I make a single illustration on screen and talk over it, that counts as like story times. That is stories for like Louvel, and even The Domain of Luxus when I do voice acting, and a few of the other stories that have yet to be filled in that can be done through animation memes, and even animatics, which you have seen sprinkled in on my channel from time to time. Creating all of this lore with the Void and Stencil Fox for the channel can now be expanded upon with Nexium and all of these characters that I have. So hopefully that makes sense for the direction of things. I don't want to stop doing one particular thing and just refresh everything, because I've already done a whole bunch of changes, and for the sake of making things have good quality on top of that consistency, I've changed my schedule this year drastically, where I used to post like almost 10 videos a month. That's like almost 2 each week, giving myself that burnout. I have reduced it down to 1 Sunday at the beginning, 1 Wednesday video somewhere in the 2nd or 3rd week of the month, and 1 Sunday video at the end if it can be helped. The shorts videos are just whenever I complete them. There's no specific schedule, so those will probably be more frequently when I finish any TikTok videos, be it little fun shorts videos or a funky little meme that I saw that I wanted to participate in. Another thing that I wanted to address here before I talk about the characters on screen is actually to do with the way that I had initially made animations and such. I am trying to learn the programs, same as how I did the whole learning how to use Procreate in general, using Procreate Dreams, using my editing software VLLO and ToonSquid. All of these are something that I feel like if I want to go back to making my animation memes, I need to rework on practicing animating, because I wasn't one of those artists who practiced animating, frame by frame, tweening, all of that stuff. That was just for fun to create stories for the Dawn of Gales, like I said, through funky little memes, and even some that were fun, like creating memes such as Marble Soda, Plug Me In, or Freaks. Those specific memes were just on the whim of listening to the song, getting the visuals in my head, picking a character, and making it. That, and also sometimes I would see other artists who would make it, and like most animation memes, people join in on the trend and like, hey, I want to do this, but with my character. It was a way for me to practice. Now, my way to practice has been leaning more towards the illustrations, rendering them, character design, and comic pages, specifically leaning more towards the illustration and comic pages for the stories that I have in mind to share with all of you. One day, if I do end up making these comics and get my animatic and editing skills together and have voice acting assistants, I want to actually share some of these in a full video, taking all the little shorts or compilations or just these comics that don't have any voice works whatsoever and actually sprinkle them in through the channel to share more of the story instead of it just being me alone reading it out to you so that it can be fun, and also having some fun with the world of Nexium and my avatar Stencil Fox and the Void, more for the channel to create bigger and bolder projects far down the line when I have more of the time and support to be able to do that. Now onto the characters on screen before they run out of time for the speed paint. Cammy, Cove, Gray, and Vale are all skeletal characters that each have wound up in the world of Nexium like Calypso and Archer. Though they do technically have backstories and worlds that they could have come from, it's more of a broken case of it's up to the characters' situation. For Cammy, they're just happy to be there. They have kind of figured things out. They are friendly to just about everyone that they meet. Their soul is actually out, exposed, on their scarf, because that's how trusting they are of others and how confident they are with their defense. Because if you notice, they have these little fish on their head that float around. They form this watery magic when they're happy. They also have a little gap on the top of their head. Their skull is actually a water-like property that they can use, so they can become fully solid, like bone, and then if they need to, for emergencies, they can just have the water just go poof and sploosh right through if you were to throw something like a knife straight through them. That's why they're so trusting. It's because they have high confidence. They're not invincible, they're just very strong with their defense. Then we have Cove, who is scary on the outside but is actually pretty friendly. They have blue for their eye sockets instead of it being like hollow and gray like the others, and white pupils that have slits like cats to them. They use their magic to animate their hoodie that has wings and a demon's tail, and they wear like these knuckle dusters or whatever they're called, and these very spiky looking boots that they have. They also tend to stay alone in their own little corner if they can help it, but they attract a lot of attention just because of how unique they are compared to most of the other kind of creatures that are in the world of Nexium, so it can't be helped. Then we have Gray. They've actually changed a lot from the little, like, reference that I had, but for good reason. I was unsure if I wanted to keep the funky little gestury-like outfit, but it fit very well for the idea of them being a skeleton who used to be very happy and used to do lots of entertainment, but ended up having an accident where there was a determination-filled parasite that just caused a mass amount of chaos, latched onto their soul and intertwined through their ribs, making them uncomfortable and paranoid. They end up being on high alert because they ended up losing everything and somehow wound up in the world of Nexium with fuzzy memories, meaning that they don't remember basically anything other than the fact that they now have this parasitic tendril thing that's latched onto them that they have some control of, but it lashes out due to the unstable determination of it. It is not a living thing more so than it being a parasite. It just has this weird thing that it feeds off of, and it kinda doesn't really need to do much more than just attack unhinged. It's not really something that I have fully fleshed out yet, but the idea of it being an unstable attachment to them is the main reason why I thought that the red for it would fit better than the green, and the jester-y kind of outfit does look kind of like some of those spooky, horror-y clown jester things that haunt my nightmares. Another consistency that I have recently been adding to the lore is turning some of my fears into beneficial things, because if I'm scared of it, you can be scared of it too. Another thing is the last character is Vale. They are the shortest of the characters, but they actually have just as much of a backstory to them. As you may have noticed, Cammy and Co for more casual characters, and Gray and Vale have the most tragic, angsty backstories that I could think of before slapping them into the world of Nexium. Besides the fact that Gray has a bit of a memory and paranoia problem, Vale, on the other hand, has all of their memories, and they remember all of the friends and family that they had that they couldn't save, and they ended up getting thrown into Nexium before they could finish what they were supposed to do, so they have a hero's complex where they end up trying to save everyone and anything that they can when they come across them. They also have a shattered soul that is split in half and is ghostly-like on the top of their head like a halo, amplifying the whole angelic factor with the wings that they have on their back that were actually kind of stunted from the unstable loss of magic that they had. They used to have powers that were super strong, but they lost some of that in the process of switching to the world of Nexium. So yeah, they also have permanent golden bags under their eyes and golden fingers and stuff due to the unstable amount of magic that flows through their body. If you like these and any of these characters, let me know, and I hope you like the world of Nexium and what's to come for the channel. As I aim to keep things consistent and have more proper playlists for the channel for you all to enjoy, whether you're here for the animations, the stories, the art, or even my own voice for the stories that I share with you all, thank you so very much for making it to the end of today's video, subscribblers and new viewers. That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you so very much. If you have not already, don't forget to leave some likes and comments and subscribe to join the subscribblers squad. In the meantime, don't forget to check out some of my playlists, and if you would like any fan artwork featured at the end of the video in the subscribblers gallery, tag me in it. I would love to see what you guys make, and if you'd like to support my works and see more, check out my card link below, especially for the patron exclusive rewards. £2 a month, the Fennec Fox tier gets you access to secret sketches and artwork early. The Arctic Foxes, for £5 a month, you get exclusive access to videos and webtoons pages early, and the Red Foxes have the opportunity to be featured as a background character or a commission instead, and your name read out at the end of the videos just like this. Thank you so much to Frankie Jr. 13. Stay possum, subscribblers, and I'll see you real soon.